Good evening and tonight, viewers. This is Three Roads Gaming. Now let's ride. Last time on Let's Play Final Fantasy VI, we learned that Themazza had a secret. Shocking nobody. Devour, those guys, I'm gonna run from them, but they're pretty interesting. They use Tentacle as a rage. You know, Ultros' ability. So if you want that ability, we'll rage him on up then. Anyway, before we head in here, I'm gonna heal up.
Does that only work on female?
No. No, it's Final Fantasy V.
That's 5.
But no, while he does like to target Terra occasionally and say, oh yeah, that is one fine piece of woman. I mean, he doesn't only attack women. Alright, so first I'm going to swap the ice brands out for flame tongs. And the ice rod for a flame rod. While there is a monster here that's weak to ice, he also has very high physical defense, so it isn't really worth it. The monsters that tend to not have high physical defense are weak to fire here. There we go. Alright, Blizzara. Huh, Relm shadowing us. Well, that's to be expected. Vinabinu. I don't think they're weak to fire so much as, they use an ability called White Wind. Let's see if I can confuse them into using it. Do you know confuse? You do not. Ah. I'm gonna try a couple more confuses. Just to see. Okay, he's just gonna keep hitting himself. How the hell she got ahead of us? I wouldn't know. Alright, let's see here. Might as well use potions here. There is a save point here, which I'm going to avail myself of, because the next encounter is kind of annoying. These are the guys that are weak to ice, but also have obscenely high physical defense. Also have a lot of HP. Give good experience, though. Alright. Let's go up here. Din, Furore, and Nairu. Wait, different game. Alright. And yep, Ultros is back. So now Terra wouldn't be there for his second showdown. And Locke wasn't there for the first. So yeah, we don't have anyone who could fight him all 3 times. So he's got like 22,000 HP, but you don't have to knock it all the way down. He starts to throw around some nastier abilities if you let him. So I'm not gonna. Let's use Kira. There we go. Okay, and Relm's gonna show up. I want to say a line in the Woolsey translation is roughly as overt. Alright. So, Relm. You remember the Beastmaster from Final Fantasy V, viewers? Well, if you played Final Fantasy V, you probably remember the Beastmaster. Relm is kind of that job. Except, ugh, oh boy. She uses Sketch. Sketch is one of the most glitched out abilities in the entire history of video gaming. There have been entire cartridges that have been wiped out from Sketch. And it's not even that good of an ability. See, the problem with Sketch is that it uses the monster's stats, which usually aren't as high as yours. Also, the monster tends to have elemental abilities, shall we say. So if she sketches a fire monster, there's a really good chance it'll cast a fire spell, thereby healing it. So it can glitch the absolute ever-loving hell out of your game. It's not a very good ability on its own. Don't use it. Don't use it. I'm sure they fixed it for later releases, but it's still not good. Anyway, that's all she wrote for Ultros, except not really. Alright, let's see what Relm's got kicking under the hood. Odd! She has a memento ring as well! So, it's a departed mother's love. And Shadow's dog, who is, we've explicitly been told, is not really friendly, is nice to Relm. And now they can both equip this accessory that refers to a departed mother's love. I think these are all coincidences, viewers. They are all absolute coincidences. We're gonna stick on you. Take, you know what? An alarm earring. That's a fine. What do you got for Sure, take the ice rod. Now, this isn't. None of this is to say that Relm is useless. She's actually quite good. As a matter of fact, she has the highest base magic stat of any character in the game. Anyway, let's see. Can never remember which of these is which. I think this one leads me to an item. Two of them lead you to items. The other one progresses the plot, obviously. Bonacon! In the Woolsey translation, Bonacon was called Slurm. Because, you know, it's highly addictive. Alright, you're pretty close on Cure, so you take Curing. Because you got Rasp and Osmos. That's what I want, baby. X Potion. Never gonna kick that one out of bed. I honestly prefer the name Slurm. This was well before Futurama, though, what would have happened. So, it isn't a shout out. Though it is funny that they are like bright green. They are the same shade that Slurm was in Futurama. Let's go ahead and save again. I think that top one is where I want to go, so this close one here is what I want in terms of items. Alright, let's cast fire on everybody. They have pretty pathetic magic defense. This might kill them. It does! Alright, got Relm some basic level 1 abilities. Real sticker on Madeline. Is this it? Okay, that's where I want to go. I want to get those other items, though. I believe they're weak to fire. I think they just have decent physical defense. Alright, Strago learned Cure, Terra learns Gravity. Everybody wins. Let's see here. Go down here. Love that. Also, in the Woolsey translation, this wasn't called the Esper Cave, I think. It's still called the... it's just... In the Woolsey translation, it was called the Esper Gathering Place, which, honestly, has a lot more pop to it than Esper Cave. I got enough tints. Let's burn one. Excellent. Alright, we go up here then. I always forget it's the one closest to you. These two have got what you need. Chocobo suit. I don't mind having him give up the Gaia gear because I'm not using it for anything at the moment. It will actually be handy in the dungeon after this one, though. Oh, hell yeah. I love that. I think the tabby suit will be next. Yep. So Strago and Relm are furries. Now, I think the implication is that Strago likes to become monsters. Like Bill from Pokemon. That's part of why he's such a good blue mage. Alright. Go ahead and save. There's no boss here or anything, outside of Ultros, who I think can barely be called a boss. I don't think the alarm earring that Relm is wearing increases the likelihood of preemptive strikes. It just prevents back attacks, which, yeah, I don't really have anything better to stick on her. Might as well. Alright, let's go ahead and go in here. You know what? I'm going to quick save. I don't mind going a little longer today. I forgot there were monsters in this neck of the woods. There we are. Also, they'll respond to physical attacks with Snort, which takes that character out of the battle. Let's see here. Yep, an Esper. Sylph, probably. And a wolf. You gotta have a wolf. Little dragon guy. Another little dragon guy. Yeah, that's smart. Have her back to where they can't really attack. We got Yura here. This was the guy who was guarding the door. Or guarding the entryway in the Esper world. I want to say there was a schoolyard rumor that you could get Yura as an Esper. You cannot. You cannot.
More believable than the idea that you could save Aaron.
It's true. Anyway, yeah, everyone's gonna kiss and make up. Yeah, I'm sure the Empire really wants to forgive you. Anyway, we're all gonna go get drunk together or something. And everyone's gonna have a nice, heartwarming ending where we wave to the camera, except not. I like the fake out wave to the camera ending. That is definitely a plus. These guys look orange or something. And yeah, gonna attack our own dudes. I also love this scene where the Sylph is just gonna be like, well, best be hitting that old dusty trail and like just kind of casually fly off
Yes.
as opposed to fleeing for your life. I like the boring and not enough burning. That's beautiful. Anyway, we get to control General Leo here. We can't steal his gear, which is a shame because that Aegis shield is looking mighty nice to me. He can shop if he wants to. He can't equip anything, but still. And if we try to escape the city, we'll fight an unbeatable monster.
As you do.
But you can also go to Strago's house. Let's rearrange their furniture. Anyway, we got Kefka here. He's going to use his ability, Shock. I believe he's pretty much got Kefka dead to rights during this battle. He'll deal like single-digit damage. Kefka's got about 6,000 HP. This should finish him. Excellent. And yep, that's it for General Leo. Also, I like what he said in the Woolsey translation, which is like, I should have been on the stage. But yeah, he's... General Leo is capital D dead. Before there were rumors to revive Aerith, there were rumors to revive General Leo. And given we messed with some of their buddies, we pissed off the Espers, so they're going to come after us. Looks like a big old pretzel. I've always felt like that skull looks like a big old pretzel. Makes me hungry for a big old pretzel. It's the same guys as before. I always thought there was only one Bahamut, but that's just me. I guess I could have split this up into 2 episodes, but I didn't want an all cutscene episode. So if you get a longer episode, you get a longer episode. Just watch while doing the laundry or whatever. I mean, yeah, Magitech is magic, basically, so I could see it neutralizing the soldiers. And we got, Ifrit's brother here. Red Ifrit. In the SNES version, there was a unique sprite for the Magicite in this little battle cutscene, which I always liked. So we got all the great value versions of the Espers we had. Or who knows, maybe we had the great value version. Maybe Red Ifrit was the real deal. We got like the generic brand Ifrit. And hey, Interceptor.
This boy.
He is. Well, they're about to come over here. They escaped Vector. We have our airship again, which is good because I'm going to be using it shortly. Well, not really shortly, but gonna need to do some level grinding. Shocking. So Edgar got laid and saved us all basically. So finally, that came in handy. He will, even if I'm not going to use him in this next dungeon. I love all the confusion. And here we are about to experience one of the only lines that was changed for this specific release. So, in the SNES translation, he just says something like, "You're growing up entirely too fast." In the advanced translation, he says, "Here's hoping you're still around in 8 years." In the fan translation, he says, "Don't even think about it, it would be criminal." If, according to Clyde Mandolin, who knows a thing or three about this, the fan translation got the closest. I honestly prefer this translation. But yes, it's kind of wild. It's kind of interesting. I'm also fine with the "you're growing up entirely too fast" because it sounds like he's thinking back to his own childhood.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got one last cutscene before we call it an episode.
Anything more wholesome than the things that most of us experienced at Relm's age by some gross older guy.
But yes, we're about to tee up the final dungeon of the first half of the game. We're gonna get ourselves, well, continental drift, but maybe not in the direction you'd be expecting. Yeah, it's heading upward, which also bullshit. There are no settlements anywhere near there. What are those people doing? It's just mountains and like a cave full of the undead. And yep, there's a floating island. You gotta have a floating island. The Warring Triad. And yep, that's the real deal, not just the replicas. So, we have the option to fly onto the floating continent. But I don't want to do that yet. We just got Celeste back, and, well, we're gonna lose access to a lot of our party members in the first half of the game. Let's just say. Let's see here. There we are. But yeah, Celeste is going to be the first party member in the second half of the game, so I want her to have some choice spells. So I'm gonna do that little bit of magic grinding, and then next time we'll fly onto the floating continent. This has been Three Roads Gaming. I sure am glad the road brought you here. Hope it brings you back my way soon. Have a good one, everybody.